All right, Noah, you're live. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Let's sit on the edge of the chair and just kind of warm up the pelvis by rolling it forward and back. Kind of just warming it up. And as you go forward, feel how the weight goes into your feet, into the floor. And when you go back, there's less weight underneath your feet. Start making the connection. Maybe you inhale as you come forward and you exhale when you go back. And then add the head goes down and looking down at your belly button when you go back and looking up as you go forward. Sorry, give me 1 minute. Continue with the head. Involving more of yourself. And as you go back and your head goes down, your toes will go up and you're going to be on your heels. And as you go forward and your pelvis goes forward and your head looks down, your weight will go into your toes and your heel may come off the floor. And see if you can find that. It's not that you need to do that, but that's what we're playing with right now. So the head is up, the pelvis is forward, and the heels are off the floor. Head looks down towards the belly button and toes come off the floor. And swing, 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 and relax. We're going to go backwards with the hip, head down, and we're going to lift the toes up. We're going to lift the heels up, oops. And we're going to go forward and we're going to lift the toes up. And we're going to go backwards and we're going to lift the heels up. And toes up as you go forward. And heels up as you go back. And toes up as you go forward. And heels as you go back. And toes as you go forward. And a few more times. And relax it. Roll the shoulders in and your hands in between your legs as your hip rounds and goes back. And roll your arm out, turn the palms up as you go with your pelvis forward and the head looks a little bit higher than the horizon. And going in with the arms and the shoulders, and going out, shoulders, elbows, palms, and extension of the spine, and in, and out, and in, exhale maybe, and inhale, and in, and out, and in, and out, and shoulders in as your head goes down. And now as we're going to continue with the arm, and as we go backwards we're going to lift the toes and we'll be on the heels. And as we go out and rotate the shoulder, elbows, and arms, we're going to go on our toes and lift the heels. And pressure on the heels. And pressure is off the heels. And rotate in shoulders and rotate out and go on your tippy toes. And roll in. And roll out tippy toes. And now we're gonna reverse it. We're gonna go in, lifting the heel off the floor. We're gonna extend while lifting the toes off the floor. We're gonna go back, lifting the heels off the floor. So it's nice to be able to do what we choose to do and start differentiating between movement. It just gives us more possibilities, and the nervous system is a little bit more capable. Are you able to do it? Do you get confused? Which is okay. It's not something we do every day. And relax. Take your right arm across your body. Lift it very loosely up. Allow the ribs to open up and elevate. And exhale it down. Take your left arm, bring it over the body, drag the elbows. If somebody is catching you here with a rope, and lifting, get the ribs up. Stay there, enjoy that lifting sensation, and exhale it down. And inhale. And exhale. And cross. Inhale. And exhale. And cross. Inhale. And exhale. Cross. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to do it a little bit faster. Inhale. Exhale. And see if you can actually look at the arm as it comes up and look at it as it comes down. Cross, inhale. Someone else is lifting it and you're letting it drop with the exhalation. So maybe the breath will be the thing that lifts it and relaxes it and 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 lifts it and relaxes it. And now we're going to count with the arms. Turn the palms out a little bit. We're going to round the spine. We're going to bring the arms forward. We're going to cross, and we're going to do it with both arms. So we're going to come from the outside with the palms up, rounding the spine, coming forward, crossing the other arm over, lifting with the breath up, and exhaling down. And palms are out, and exhale, round forward, right arm over the left, crossing. Feel what happens in the ribs, in between the ribs. Inhale up, And relax it with your exhalation. And round the spine and come forward. Now left arm will be over the right arm. How round is your spine? Is every vertebra participating? Inhale up. And exhale down. We'll do it one more time to each side. With, our right arm over left and then left over right. So rounding the hip, bringing the arm forward, rounding the whole back, right arm over the left, crisscross, bringing it up in the center. It's like an imaginary line going through your belly button to the nose, up, 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 and exhaling it down. And one more time, hip goes back starts rounding, arms come forward, left hand over the right, and inhale up, 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 and relax. Pa-pum, 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 pa-pum. Inhale deeply. Hold on your breath, pucker your lips, and slowly exhale, very, very slowly. Bring your right shoulder forward and the left back. And change and bring the left one forward and the right back. And we are going for a walk. So the hands are on the thighs, the elbows are close to the ribs, and we are walking with the shoulders forward and back, forward and back, and back, forward 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 and back. So the shoulders are not going up and down, they're just going forward and back. And now the left one will go from forward, up and over, back. Now the right one is forward, up and forward, back. Now the left one is forward, up and forward, back. Now the right one is forward, up and forward, back. Circle and circle and circle and circle and circle and circle. Keep on circling. And last one. Bring your arms behind you. And see if you can let the elbows leave the back and relax. Even if it's just tiny little bit. And leave the back and relax. And leave the back and relax. And leave the back and relax. And one more time. And relax. Left arm coming forward, crossing over until it's on the side of the chair. Your pelvis, your right hip moves back to allow the arm to come backwards behind you, in front of your face, up, 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 and center and down. So you're sitting on the edge of the chair, you're holding on with this arm, and now the right one will come forward, my hip rolls back. Now my left hip rolls backwards to allow the arm to come to the side and back. I'm lifting it in front of my face, up above my head and down. So it's a little complicated, but we can do it. Other side, left arm, my left hip makes room by rolling back as the arm comes forward. We did it earlier. Coming to the side, coming up, up, lift, and open. Beautiful. Rolling the hip back as the arm comes forward. Rolling the left hip back and the right hip forward as the arm comes to the side and lifts to come in front of your face and following the arch. Maybe you have a beautiful rainbow in front of your eyes, in your mind's eyes, and relax. And the left arm. I'm starting with allowing my hip to roll back to make room for the arm and my round back to come over to the side. To increase the rotation, my right hip will go back and my left hip will go forward. And coming up and over. And rounding, scooping with my hand. My hip goes back. Now my hip starts moving, the left one backwards, my right forward, and my arm comes up. Which side is easier, your right or your left? And why? Is it because you're not moving your pelvis? You're not making room? Is it the mid-back? Is it your upper back? What's holding you? Are you allowing your eyes to follow the movement? And exhalation to make room. Empty your lungs. Inhalation as you come up. Fill in your lungs. And exhalation as you relax. In exhalation, allow the hip to go, allow the spine to move, allow the rotation to happen. All the way from the hip and up, and use your eyes and down. And roll the hip. Scoop with your arm like you're moving water. And inhale up and down. Last one. Scoop, big wave as your hip goes back and you're moving the water and you're moving the water and the hip goes back and forward and the arm comes up and bring your arms up to the side and now round your back as your arm goes forward and open the arms as the chest comes up and feel the relationship between the arms and the spine movement and round and open up and round and open up and round and center. Pa-pum, 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 pa-pam, 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 pa-pam. Right hand on the edge of the chair. Start rotating the pelvis, moving the pelvis back and then rotating it, and keep on moving your feet and maybe your hand until you can let the hip go off the chair, and then put it back on the chair and find center. So this hand is your pivoting. So the hand will be on the chair really strong as you move the spine, the pelvis back, moving the right hip backwards, twisting and rotating on your feet, slowly allowing your hip to leave the chair, and coming back down. And if it's easy, then you swing out and you swing back. And as you can see, I'm using the pivoting on my feet, and my arm has a huge role in my ability to, but it's the hip goes back, the right hip goes back, the left hip goes forward for me to start pivoting and coming back. And again, my hip will go behind that scooping, the C shape that we always do. And after that, my right hip will go back and my left hip will go forward. I'm going to pivot on my feet and I'm going to rotate. Shall we try the other side? Left hand on the chair in the middle, somewhere in between the front and the back. Round your pelvis, rotate your pelvis and slowly rotate out of the chair. And come back. Now, one of the secrets besides pivoting on the arm is how do you use your eyes and your neck. So if you're stiffening your neck, it will make it much harder. See if you can take your eyes and your head, like when you open a bottle at the top and it screws, turns, that's what happens here. So the hip goes back, the pelvis starts rotating, now the spine rotating, but the spine doesn't end at the shoulders. Now the neck will rotate, the eyes will turn, and I'm looking behind me. I'm looking at my shoulder and coming back. And if you pay attention on your feet, maybe you are rotating on the heel of the leg that you're going towards and on the toes of the leg that behind. Or maybe you're doing something else, but pay attention. So, allow the hip to go back, allow the hip to start rotating. And how do you pivot on your feet? What do you do? What are you doing with your eyes? What are you doing with your neck? And one more time. And then back on the chair and start circling the pelvis in one direction and now in the other direction. Good. Bring your heels up. Tap, 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 tap. Lift your toes up. Bang, 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 bang on the heels. Bang, 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 bang on the heels. Toes, heels. toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, 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 and rest. Open your legs wide. We're going to bring the foot to the knee, to the knee, to the knee. See if you can touch. Up, 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 and up. Good. Inhale deep in the center. Rotate your palms as you exhale. And inhale a beautiful fragrance that you like. And exhale whatever you don't need to carry with you. Again, choose a fragrance. Inhale it in. And let go whatever you don't need. Bring a soft fist to your chest. Take a deep breath. Inhale deep. Last one. Inhale deep. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Meanwhile, have absolutely a gorgeous day. Thank you.